Hello everyone, welcome to lesson number 1, chemistry. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to work out simple moles calculations. So this lesson is meant for learners in grade 10, grade 11, the new curriculum, and also grade 12 old curriculum. So the learners that are in grade 10, if you have covered these moles calculations, this will be good for you because you watch this video again next year when you are doing your revision. And for the grade 11 and 12, this will be revision for you because your exam is just around the corner. Alright, so what are we solving? We should write down an equation showing the burning of calcium to give calcium oxide. So burning, it means calcium is heated in air. So it's calcium, we add oxygen gas, because burning cannot take place without oxygen gas, to give calcium oxide. Sorry for that, I am supposed to write that in full words. Okay, I'm running out of space. So calcium is Ca plus O2 to give us CaO. Now if you look at that chemical equation, it is not balanced at all, so we need to balance that chemical equation. Alright, it is not balanced at all. So what do? So calcium is 1 on the left hand side, 1 atom, oxygen 2 atoms, calcium here 1 atom, oxygen also 1 atom. So if we balance oxygen, we multiply this by 2 to get a 2, so we put a 2 there. Alright, so that means now calcium is also affected, we must multiply by 2 to get a 2. And that means we should also add a 2 in front here. And this 2 is just for calcium, it's not for oxygen. So now, 2 calcium atoms, 2 calcium atoms. 2 oxygen atoms, 2 oxygen atoms. So the equation is now balanced. Let's go to part A, sorry for that. Let's go to part A. Part A says, how many moles of calcium oxide can be produced from 1 mole of calcium atoms? So from the balanced chemical equation, it says the ratio is 2 to 2, meaning that if I have 2 moles of calcium, I'll produce 2 moles of calcium oxide. But I just want 1 mole. Remember that this can be simplified 1 to 1. So, and that gives us the answer. Okay? 1 mole of calcium atoms will give us 1 mole of calcium oxide. So the answer here will be 1 mole. That's the answer for part A. Now for part B, we want to figure out how many grams of calcium oxide can be obtained from burning 4 grams of calcium. Okay? Grams, this is mass. Alright? So that means we must convert these grams of calcium to moles. Okay? And then we use the balanced chemical equation to get the moles of calcium oxide. So first thing first, convert the 4 grams of calcium to moles, and then we use the balanced equation to determine how many moles. So calcium moles, we should now convert them to the moles of calcium oxide using the balanced equation. So if you can allow me to wipe this off so I have enough space. So first things first, I must convert these grams to moles. Okay, we know that calcium, the molar mass, the atomic mass of the atomic relative mass of calcium is 40 grams per mole. So 1 mole gives us 40 grams. What if I have 4 grams? Okay, so calcium, 1 mole of calcium should give us 40 grams. What if I have 4 grams? So that should give me 0.1 moles. Okay, so if you don't want to do it that way, you can use the formula. The formula says, so you're looking for the number of moles. So the moles should be equal to the mass divided by the AR. Okay, mass is 4 grams. Sorry for that. My marker, guys, I'm running out of markers. 4 grams, we divide that by 40 grams per mole. That should give us 0.1 moles of calcium. So these are moles of calcium. We just converted these 4 grams to moles using the formula or using what we know. We know that 1 mole is 40 grams, so 4 grams should give us 0.1 moles. Okay. We should now figure out the moles of calcium oxide using the balance equation, and the ratio is 1 to 1. Okay? So if I have 0.1 moles of calcium, I should also produce 0.1 moles of calcium oxide. So that means these are the same number of moles for calcium oxide. Okay? Now I have the number of moles. I can get the molar mass. Now it's about the molar mass. I can get the molar mass of calcium oxide from these numbers, because calcium oxide is made up of calcium and oxygen. I just add up these two numbers. Okay? So please allow me to wipe this off. I'm going to keep that number there. So what do I have? I want to find so first I should find out the molar mass of calcium carbonate. So molar mass of calcium, why am I saying calcium carbonate? Calcium oxide is going to be 40 plus 16, that is 56 grams per mole. Okay? I'm looking for the grams, so I'm looking for the mass. So the mass, sorry for my markers, guys. So the mass will be equal to the molar mass times the number of moles. What is the molar mass? 56 grams per mole. Or per mole, sorry, not moles, but per mole. Times the number of moles, 0.1 moles. That should give me 5.6 grams. So 4 grams of calcium must give me 5.6 grams of calcium carbonate. There I go again, calcium oxide. So I don't know why I'm saying calcium carbonate. Alright, so I hope that is making sense to you. Okay, so remember, our task 1 was to write down the chemical equation and balance it. Okay, and the first question says, how many moles of calcium oxide can you produce from 1 mole of calcium? Because the ratio is 1 to 1 or 2 to 2. 1 mole of calcium will give you 1 mole of calcium oxide. Okay, I am given 4 grams of calcium. Okay, I should figure out how many grams of calcium oxide can I get from this gram. So first, I should convert it to the moles of calcium and use the balanced chemical equation to figure out the number of moles for calcium oxide, which is 0.1. And then once I get that, I should now work out the mass of calcium oxide using the moles that I got earlier times the molar mass of calcium oxide. How did I get the molar mass? You just add up these two numbers. 40 plus 16 should give us 56. And you multiply the two numbers, you get 56. You get 5.6 grams of calcium oxide. I hope that is making sense to you. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.